Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Violet Fisa. My channel is called God Has Already Done It. And this is an episode today that we want to talk about this topic that is much talked about. And before I go ahead, this is the day that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing and being glad in it. I hope wherever you are rejoicing in the Lord. Amen. Okay. We are hearing hormonal imbalance here and there, everywhere. Hormonal imbalance. The song is going on and on. What is causing all this? That's what I want to tell you about according to my background in nursing. I want to tell you part of what I know. You can also comment, you can subscribe, you can like, and please, I also want to be educated by you guys that are watching. Because I will tell you what I know, what I have observed, what I've gone through, what I've seen people around me going through. Hormonal imbalance is the missing link. Hormones is the missing link. Remember that. That's why we are seeing a lot of people, young and old, men, female, children, very young children, they are having hormonal imbalance. People think that the only women who are in menopause who are having periods, and actually women alone. It is everyone that is going through this thing called hormonal imbalance. What are the symptoms of hormonal imbalance in women? Cramps, long periods of having menses, breast cancer, thyroid function is mostly low or high, whatever, because the thyroid can be low or high. Then the cysts, growths in the uterus, and spotting, endometriosis, tenderness in the breast. All these are because of hormonal imbalance. And what do, women? We go for replacement hormonal therapy. That one is also a synthetic hormone. And that synthetic hormone will mostly, as studies have shown, will cause breast cancer. Instead of going for this, why can't we try to do the best that God has given us? As I'm talking about what God has given us to use. I had talked about exercise, fasting, drinking water the right way, the right time. I have talked about the sun. I have talked about singing. I have talked about prayer. I have talked about the law, which is the Bible, according to my religion. And then there are also the foods, the herbs that God has given us to use so that we can minimize the use of medication. I'm not saying that medication is all that bad, but sometimes when the situation is too bad, you will have the intervention of medicines so that those medicines can help you come back to your normal levels. Once you reach the normal levels, please use food, use these things that I'm talking about, the exercise and all this and all that, prayer and singing and all those things. They'll help you to be normal. If you do the right things at the right time and the right conditions, your body will heal itself. As I've heard also Barbara O'Neill talking about that. And because I've tried it and practiced it and it has worked. Men, you say it's women who have hormonal imbalance. No, men, you have hormonal imbalance. How? Hormonal imbalance in men, it will show low sperm count, erectile dysfunction, mood swings, anger, even in women. Those moods, most of the time it is hormonal imbalance. Hormonal imbalance also happens with people who have never used pills, and you ask how. It's because of the chemicals we're using, the plastics. Plastic mimics estrogen, and that's why you can see even men growing breasts. And you say, where do we get those plastics? Most of the products these days are stored in plastics. Foods that we get is in plastics. In towns where they supply food in plastics. Most of the clothing, especially the exercising clothes, they have polyester. Polyester is just the plastic. Our young children, they have hormonal imbalance. How? When women will use a lot of pills for a long time, those children that we give birth, they'll be having hormonal imbalance. The bottles that we use, the diapers that we use, you are bombarded on all sides. So let us try our best to be able to at least regulate and stay a healthy life. Because you can see that most things, they have those chemicals. Those chemicals will affect us. We can see that the chicken feeds the cows. Can you remember, like in olden days, cows only were fed on grass. But in this time, you find that there are cows that have lived and died. They have never seen grass. They don't know what grass is. They're only fed on these foods that are made from factories and all over the place. That is why we are having those issues. Even fish, even chicken. That's why now we can find that eggs are bad. Why? Because of the chicken, what they're eating. That's why these things, milk and all this, they have become like they are not as they used to be. They can have effects in our bodies and cause that hormonal imbalance because they're not feeding the way they were supposed to be fed. And we feed those things to our bodies. Also, those chickens are sometimes, and vegetables, like everything, when they get sick, they are given antibiotics. They are on antibiotics. I am using antibiotics. What is happening to my body? Definitely, there is a lot going on. Another thing that affects hormones. We know that sex hormones are made from cholesterol, but we are being treated for cholesterol. Okay, we are not saying that you have high cholesterol. You have to try to balance your cholesterol, but all sex hormones are made from cholesterol. And if your cholesterol is so low, you'll find that your hormones are imbalanced. Those sex hormones are imbalanced. So cholesterol is also causing that when you are treated and it goes low than normal, you'll have those issues of hormonal imbalance. Because the topic is so long, I just want to touch on some, but we will come one by one, touching on cholesterol on its own, progesterone on its own, because we know that also if a woman has low progesterone and high estrogen, because high estrogen is caused by these plastics and all this, and also family planning pills. That is why you'll get breast cancer very easily. When progesterone is low and estrogen is high, you'll easily get breast cancer. But if you are practicing these things and making sure that they are balanced, you'll just enjoy your life. Another thing is about the main sex hormone, which is usually affected by this cholesterol, is progesterone. Progesterone is the mother hormone. It's a happy hormone. Progesterone is the mother that gives birth to a son and a daughter. This daughter is the woman hormone called estrogen, and the male hormone called testosterone. Okay, so if you are very low on cholesterol, remember, you will not be able to produce these hormones, and therefore you start having hormonal imbalances, and you have those symptoms that I've talked about these growths and growths in your uterus, women, tenderness, breast cancer, and all these other ovarian cancer, endometriosis. For men, you will have low sperm count, although you are given many things that you are not supposed to be given. That will cause, most of the time, they'll cause more harm than good to our bodies. So take care, my sisters and brothers. So you can balance your hormones by just eating well. And also, you must know that the cabbage family blocks excess estrogen. Women eat cabbage, broccoli, that family. They'll be able to block high estrogen in your body. Thank you so much. Thank you, my people. Please remember to subscribe. It will cost you nothing. And comment. And also educate me by commenting down there and liking. We'll continue in these topics, educating each other to see how well we can be able to live a good life. Thank you.